Claude Code remote control destroys OpenClaw. You're in the middle of something important. Your code is running. Claude is doing its thing. And then you have to leave your desk. So you just stop. You lose the session. You lose the momentum. Sound familiar? That's been the reality of using Claude Code until literally 2 days ago, because Anthropic just dropped something that changes that completely. And if you use Claude Code, or you've been thinking about it, you need to see this. Hey, I'm Julian. I help people learn and actually use AI tools in their work. Today, we're breaking down Claude Code's brand new remote control feature, what it is, how to set it up, and why it's got people talking about a tool called OpenClaw. Stick around because we're getting into all of it. Let's start with the problem this solves. Claude Code is Anthropic's coding agent. It runs in your terminal, writes code, manages files, and works through complex tasks while you oversee it. It's been incredibly popular. It hit a $2.5 billion annualized run rate in February 2026 and has been installed in VS Code alone 29 million times. But until now, it was chained to your desk. Walk away and your session either stops or you're doing awkward workarounds. Tools like Tailscale, Termux, Tmux, it worked kind of. But none of it was built for this. That all changed on February 25th, 2026. So what is remote control? It's a feature inside Claude Code that lets you continue a local terminal session from your phone, tablet, or any browser, keyword local. Your code keeps running on your machine, nothing moves to the cloud. Your file system, your MCP servers, your tools, your project config, all of it stays exactly where it is. The phone just becomes a window into that session. You start a task at your desk, tell Claude to refactor a code base, run a long analysis, work through a list, then pick up your phone, open the Claude app, and you're right there in the same conversation. Send messages, check progress, steer the session from your couch, your car, wherever. Now, before I get into setup, there's a tool called OpenClaw that's been getting a lot of attention for doing something very similar. The timing here is not a coincidence. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about how to use this. Requirements first. You need a Claude Max plan right now. Pro plan support is coming soon. Anthropic has confirmed that. API keys are not supported. Team and enterprise plans are also out for now. Step 1. Update Claude Code to version 2.1.52 or later. Step 2. In your terminal, navigate to your project directory and run a login to authenticate through Claude.ai. Step 3, accept the workspace trust prompt for your project if you haven't already. Step 4, run Claude remote control, or the shorthand Claude RC. Your terminal generates a session URL and a QR code. Press spacebar to toggle the QR code. Step 5, open the Claude app on your phone, scan the code, and you're in. The session is synced. You can type from the terminal or the phone. Both stay in sync, already mid-session, and don't want to start fresh. Type RC inside your current session. It carries your conversation history over and gives you a URL to connect from your phone. Nothing resets. One config tip, if you want remote control on by default every time, run hard config and enable it globally. Set it once, forget about it. Now the limitations, and this is a research preview, so there are real ones. One session per machine at a time. Terminal must stay open, close it, and the session ends. If you lose network for more than 10 minutes, the session times out, and the dangerously skip permissions flag has no effect right now. So Claude will ask for approval before each action. Depending on your workflow, that's either fine or frustrating, just something to know going in. When I first started figuring out which AI tools were actually worth my time versus which ones were hype, I felt overwhelmed. That's when I found a community called AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 members focused on learning AI and sharing what actually works. It taught me which workflows save time versus which ones waste it. Real use cases, practical implementations. If you're serious about using AI to improve your work and skills, check it out. Link in description. It's been incredibly popular. It hit a $2.5 billion annualized run rate in February 2026 and has been installed in VS Code alone 29 million times. But until now, it was chained to your desk. Walk away and your session either stops or you're doing awkward workarounds. Tools like Tailscale, Termux, Tmux, It worked, kind of, but none of it was built for this. Okay, OpenClaw, this is where it gets interesting. OpenClaw is an open source personal AI agent that became one of the fastest growing GitHub repositories ever. One of its biggest selling points was exactly this: controlling your machine from your phone. It filled the gap that Claude Code had. Here's the timing. Remote control dropped February 25th, 2026. Around the same time, OpenClaw's creator Peter Steinberger joined OpenAI to lead personal AI agents there. So Anthropic launches native remote control just as OpenClaw's founder moves to a competitor. That's a lot happening at once. Does remote control kill OpenClaw? Not entirely. OpenClaw still has scheduling. You can run things on a timer. Claude Code doesn't have that natively yet. Cowork, Claude's companion tool, added scheduled tasks the same week, but they only run while your computer is awake and the app is open. So if you need fully automated background scheduling, remote control isn't that. But for staying connected to a running session without being at your desk, remote control is clean, built-in, maintained by Anthropic, and needs zero third-party setup. For most people, that's going to be enough, and that's a direct hit on OpenClaw's main advantage. So now, very quick use cases worth knowing: long-running tasks. If Claude is working through something that takes 30 or 40 minutes, you don't need to be at your desk. Start it, walk away, check in from your phone. Multi-machine setups. Running Claude Code on multiple computers. Each machine can have its own remote control session. Switch between them in the Claude app, like switching between chats. So where does this leave us? Remote control is a genuinely useful addition for anyone who's felt stuck waiting at their desk. It's simple to set up, everything stays local, and it closes a gap that's been there since Claude Code launched. If you're on Pro and waiting for access, it's coming soon.